A warning to those who would tread my path. If you seek to document a video game console's library, then you too shall be damned to baseball. And the really galling thing is that with the Cassette Vision's library of 11 games, there's 2 baseball games. This was actually the Cassette Vision game that I had the hardest time getting. It's not the rarest game, but for whatever reason, people were only selling it in bundles with other games. In the end, I wound up getting it with a bundle of 5 other games I already owned. And that was after a year and a half of searching for it. The thing is, baseball's actually kind of an important game for the Cassette Vision. It's one of the major reasons that the console exists. Before the Cassette Vision, Epoch made other consoles that just played essentially one game. And their big hit in 1978 was Epoch TV Baseball. And Epoch TV Baseball is this exact game. It is Cassette Vision Baseball. And it makes a good example of the strange compromises that made up the Cassette Vision. The inputs for TV Baseball were a 5-position switch and 2 buttons to control the pitching, a dial to control the outfield, and a handheld controller with 1 button for the batter. So the Cassette Vision had to have all of those same inputs in order to play the game, even though that 5-way switch didn't make a whole lot of sense. The Cassette Vision Baseball doesn't have any AI. You have to play it against another human. So this one's going to be a bit rough. I'm fumbling with both sides here as I play. And the control scheme is a real mess. Batting is easy enough. You flick lever 1 in either direction. The direction you choose doesn't make a difference here, you just swing the bat when you do that. Pitching is a lot more complicated. The course switch determines where you're going to throw the ball. If you're on the far outside, then you're throwing balls, while the 3 inner positions will all be strikes if the opponent doesn't swing. You might be saying to yourself, all of the Cassette Vision interfaces on the same console. The batter's going to see what you're doing. And yep, there's no way around it. I didn't find any Japanese players of the Cassette Vision who accused their siblings of switch-looking, or perhaps made an elaborate cardboard tent to cover up the switch so the other player couldn't see. For the TV Baseball version, the batter control can be separated, so whoever's swinging can have their view of the pitch selection blocked. But it's not an option here. Buttons 3 and 4 will make you pitch, 3 for a slow pitch, 4 for a fastball. If a player hits the ball, then fielding is mostly automatic. The fielder who got it will automatically pass it over to whoever needs it. And if it gets past your infield, then if the outfield intercepts it, it's an automatic out. You can steer your outfield around with the lower right-hand knob, and they'll dance back and forth up there, letting you try to catch any flies. There's only a handful of possible states for when you hit the ball. So if a player sticks to one particular pitch, you'll probably see the same hit a lot. If you hit it to the far left, then it's likely that you've hit a triple. On the far right, it's going to be a double, and the most common spot for a home run is for the ball to go straight up the middle. Score is tracked in the lower left, while the lower right has a 3-digit number that represents strikes, balls, and outs. You play 9 innings like this, and as far as I can tell, there is no mercy rule where the game just ends prematurely if someone's too far ahead. Cassette Vision Baseball is a really strange game, especially for one that defined part of the console it's on. The control scheme just doesn't work. It actively undermines your ability to play the game. I do like the way you steer the outfielders around to try to catch the ball. That at least is clever and uses the system's capabilities. Or uses the capabilities of the original TV Baseball, and that's replicated nicely here. Maybe if the defensive game was more about intercepting those hits, and if there was a one-player mode, then this one would have been more interesting.